And guys, what is going on for the third and final time tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my live review of NXT, the December 19th, 2018 episode, as always, took place at Full Sail University. Again, we are coming up on about a little over a month yet still, though, until the next NXT TakeOver pay-per-view, which, again, I'll be doing card predictions for very soon, which is NXT TakeOver Phoenix. We have one match official already, which is Tommaso Ciampa and Alistair Black. Black's rematch for the NXT Championship will be taking place and most likely be the main event, of course, of that pay-per-view. So we got that going on. Had a lot of debuts, matches happening in this episode of NXT, and really and one squash match is to give Heavy Machinery some momentum going forward, since they're going to be having a match next week for the NXT tag titles against Undisputed Era's Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. And of course, we had the Steel Cage main event. But overall, what tonight was a little bit of a disappointing show. We didn't really get too much presented on the show, except for, of course, what happened in the main event. Of course, that was awesome as well. The rest of the show, kind of meh, honestly. It wasn't really, one of the most exciting editions of NXT I feel that I've really seen. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Opening up with the tag team match of Dakota Kai and Io Shirai, taking on the team of Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shaffir. It is Io Shirai's, Jessamyn Duke's, and Marina Shafir's first NXT matches, of course. This match kind of disappointed me. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I just set my expectations too high with them being the Four Horsewomen. Well, part two of the Four Horsewomen. Well, first off, they came out to Shayna Baszler's theme music, which I wasn't a big fan of. Why can't they come out to their own theme music? Obviously, eventually they're going to be on their own someday, and I just don't feel, they should be using Shayna Baszler's theme music. And two, I didn't really see too much of them really for this match. I feel like I didn't really get a sense of how good these two are with wrestling, Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shaffir. If anything, I feel like Io Shirai and Dakota Kai did most of the work. Like Io Shirai, especially. All I can really remember what happened though in this match, though, again, was just a lot of lockups and rest holds with Duke and Shaffir. But eventually, Shirai came in and just kind of cleaned house a little bit. They had Shirai set up for the moonsault, but Jessamyn Duke tried getting involved, but Dakota Kai kicked her off of the apron, and Shirai hit the moonsault and got the victory, and that was it. I don't know, a little short, kind of disappointing. Just didn't feel like I really got much of what Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shaffir can do in the ring, so that was a little bit disappointing. Afterwards, of course, later on in the show, was announced that apparently Rio was very impressed by Io Shirai's performance, that he gave her the fourth and final spot for next week's Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Phoenix. So that field now is full up with Bianca Belair, Lacey Evans, Mia Yim, and Io Shirai. A decent field, I'd say, but we'll see what happens next week with this Fatal 4-Way, of course, and see, of course, where we go from there. We get a teaser, which I kept pronouncing his name wrong. I apologize, but it is Dominic Dijakovic, or whatever I guess pronounced. He's making his debut next. But first, we got a flashback of Cassius Ohno hitting a rolling elbow on Matt Riddle after his win over Punishment Martinez recently. Riddle was interviewed outside of Full Sail. He's saying he's not happy that Ohno attacked him, but he gets it. He's embarrassed. He embarrassed Ohno at TakeOver. He dares him to get in the ring with him because he'll knock him out again in 7 seconds like he did at TakeOver. So I guess, of course, the feud with Ohno and Riddle is not over, so we'll see where that goes from there. We had Dominic Dijakovic, again, how we pronounce his name, taking on some jobber named Aaron Maki, and he pretty much just squashed him. Big guy, 6'7", 270 pounds. What's his catchphrase again? I can't remember exactly what it was called, but of course it'll get stuck with me eventually. But I thought he looked pretty dominating this match, for a big man. So nasty, looked tough to beat. I can see him maybe being a possibility to dethrone Ricochet for his NXT North American Championship. little later on down the line. Maybe we'll see, but definitely see him having the championship around his waist at some point. I thought he looked pretty dominating tonight. He would then hit a backbreaker rack into a knee lift, and it looked pretty deadly on Maki to get the win. So Dijakovic gets a victory in his debut match. Of course, we've seen him a couple times as just like an extra or a jobber recently, but now he's a serious competitor in NXT. So we'll see where we go with him from there. So he gets the win there. Heavy Machinery got a hype video, and they're reminded that they're going to get a tag title shot next week. And they face 2 jobbers, and they beat them with a double compactor while Undisputed Era watches them. And of course, they hit one, but then they want to do a second one to send a message to Heavy Machinery to Undisputed Era. They've been winning. They've been undefeated for the past 6 months, so they're ready for a tag title shot. But again, this is probably just give Undisputed Era something to do until the War Raiders, of course, make it back as well. So we got that match next week. And then finally, we get our main event. It was Alistair Black and Johnny Gargano in a steel cage. Now, before the match started, we had, Black come out, get ready to enter the cage, but then Johnny Gargano didn't even wait to come out for his entrance music. He came out, and him and Black started brawling outside of the cage. The referee, of course, had to eventually get them inside the cage. And, even though I still don't know if I can consider him full-fledged heel yet, based off, even though we got, a mini DIY reunion for this, but I'd say for most of this match, Johnny was acting like a pure heel for the most part. Again, attacking Black from behind before the match even started. He was trying to escape the cage quite often, of course. Of course, Black one time could have easily escaped it, but he wanted to stay in there and, of course, give Johnny Gargano opportunities. There were some vicious spots in this match, such as Johnny Gargano doing that Snake Eyes lawn dart thing into the post, but also into the more harder part of the steel cage as well, which probably could have been really effective onto Alistair Black. Of course, my favorite part came towards the end, where Johnny held up Alistair Black and mocked him for what he did for him at TakeOver War Games 2, saying, "I absolve you from your sins." He goes to do like a super kick on Alistair Black, but Alistair countered with a Black mass, but Black was already rocked enough that he couldn't follow up. But then it gets to the fact where, okay, Johnny's trying to climb over the cage to escape. Alistair's trying to crawl out of the cage, but he's about to crawl out. But then out of nowhere comes Tommaso Ciampa, slamming the door on Alistair Black's face and getting in the ring. Gargano was outside the cage, but he crawled back in. Ciampa backed off from him, and then him and Gargano just stared each other down with Black in between. The crowd, of course, was chanting DIY. And then Ciampa starts teasing it, and Johnny goes along with it. They literally did what they usually did: hands up, put hands together, did like a double super kick thing into Alistair Black's head, teasing a DIY reunion. But of course, Gargano looked shaken up and is confused and whatnot. Tommaso just leaves the cage, just grinning at him, is like, "See, I'm bringing out Johnny Badass here." He's just embracing the fact that he has taken over Johnny Gargano. He's like broken down Johnny Gargano, that he's literally turned into, once again, Tommaso Ciampa, his own self. Johnny gets down and pins Alistair Black for the victory. And then Ciampa gives him a slow clap against his cross leg, and then he leaves the cage. Again, still just, looking like he's not sure what to think of this. I'm not sure if again, this could be the turning point for Johnny Gargano. I don't know if they're going to go full-fledged heel with him still and have him, team up with Tommaso Ciampa or whatnot. But to me, it looked like, he did that pretty much, doing the DIY finishing move. But then he had this look on his face like, what the heck did I just do? It looked like it kind of woke him up from reality. It's like, wait a second, I'm really embracing this dark side, but once again, I'm literally I'm letting Tommaso Ciampa win this battle pretty much. And Johnny, of course, wants to be the hero in this, but you know, obviously, you know, we don't know where the heck it's going with this, but it interested me. I really like the steel cage match. Without further ado, that's for NXT. Other than that steel cage match, everything else of the show is kind of meh. Nothing really, you know, too enjoyable. I mean, just of course, you know, get Heavy Machinery gain, you know, squash win to, you know, hype up their tag match for next week. You know, we got the debuts of Jessamyn Duke, Marina Shaffir, Io Shirai, which that match kind of disappointed me, and Dominic Dijakovic, or he pronounced his name, made his debut also. So we'll see what happens next week. As next week, of course, we get the tag title match, and we also get the fatal four-way for the number one contendership for the NXT Women's Championship, which again is between Bianca Belair, Lacey Evans, Mia Yim, and Io Shirai. So we'll see what happens there, guys. So because of all of that, I want to give this week's episode of NXT a B. Solid B, great main event, but the rest of the show was just okay. It wasn't really one of my best, but we'll see what happens. And of course, for the following week, after next week, we will get the NXT awards being announced of who's the candidates for them. So we'll probably do what we did last year, review, you know, that year in review show, and then, you know, just again, I'll do my live tweeting of who I think deserves what. But yeah, so guys, thank you for joining me for this trifecta of reviews. Hopefully sometime tomorrow I'll try to do my next special live stream week, my next best of the best for 2018. Probably pay-per-views, I'd say, will be next. So we'll see what happens there. So guys, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. This episode of NXT, what grade would you give it? And make sure to always click my like and subscribe or comment on my channel. You can follow me on Twitter as well at TheManAirborne83. And guys, with that, I am checking out. I will see you all later. So tell them, guys, have a great night and peace out, everybody.